Hey guys, for today I thought I would just show you every plant I own that isn't an anthurium. So, let's crack into it. There's a fair few plants to get through, although the anthurium one's going to be a hell of a lot worse. Anyway, first off we have my Monstera mint. Absolutely love this girl. Haven't chopped it since I bought it, and I've had it since, just out of frame. Some tiny little baby leaves down there. This is the latest one that's still hardening off. And this was the one before it. We're getting some good fenestrations going. And then there are a couple of elbow in here. This new leaf is amazing. It is so highly variegated, although no fenestrations yet. And then this gorgeous one up here. I have chucked them all into one pot on one pole, which isn't like optimal for growth and fast growth, but space. Unfortunately, for over 2 years now, I've told myself I'm not allowed to own another Monstera. If something happened and I ended up having like a bigger house, more room for Monstera, I'd love to get a couple more, especially like a Bulbasaur or something. But realistically, a mint and an elbow, I've got a pretty good mix. I'm really happy with them. Anyway, next. This is just my good old-fashioned Scindapsus. And I love this girl. She hasn't been any sort of fast grower, so I got a couple of cuttings years ago as one of my first plants. Haven't cut her since, but I don't mind her staying smaller. I actually really like that I've just got this little like bush of Scindapsus leaves. And she isn't dropping the old leaves, so it's not like she's not pushing new ones and she's getting scraggly and gross. And she has never been in spaces with amazing light. So I'm okay with her size and her speed of growth. I love having her nice and like bushy. I prefer this to ending up with a Scindapsus that's a really long vine of small leaves. I would rather have like a bushy plant with big leaves. I mean, for a Scindapsus, all the leaves are bigger than my hand. So yeah, I'm really happy with that. She's cute, sits on my desk. Some of these pieces are kind of more decor pieces that work really well in the spaces they're in. So this is something on a desk or a bedside table. Cute, adorable, giving. Cost me about $2 for the cuttings. I've got a few more along those lines. It was super cheap, either gifted cuttings or like under $5. And I know they can get a bit of a rap as like, oh, they're super common, as if that's a bad thing. I always think with a lot of these super common ones, they're super common for a reason. They are hardy, they grow well, they are pretty. And especially things like the Enjoy I'm about to show you, the Enjoy Pothos. It looks stunning in like a big waterfall trailing plant. So here's my girl. Really big, long, bushy plant. I've got some more cuttings. There is no room to plant more cuttings in the top. But she's really healthy. No issues with her getting bald on top. Like that's the top of the pot. She is gorgeous. Like, I get that it's common, but I love her. I've actually got her on a bit of a plant stand beside the ottoman at the end of my bed. And that's got a lot of my skincare stuff on it, and then this just trailing down the side. And it's just such a nice decoration. Grows really well. I have zero issues with it. I haven't even had pest problems with it. So, winner. If I lost all my plants, I would definitely get it again. Then I've got this green and white Trader Skintia. Again, super common, free cuttings. Thing I love about this one, so I've got some cute like corner shelves going up the walls either side of my bed. And this trails down off one of them, and it's great because if I forget to water it for like a month, it doesn't care. It's doing really well despite low light. It gets absolutely neglected and abused, and it's still thriving and pretty, so She does good. I wouldn't put any plants that had any sort of like particular care needs where she is, because it's kind of hard to reach and I forget about it for months at a time sometimes and it's lower light, but she fulfills the look perfect. Then I have my purple heart vine. Now this one, again, it's a weed. I've actually, even a friend got me, this is a bit of a joke, have this in its pot. Oh, that just says probably a weed. But I love the purple, I love the vining. And the thing that makes this plant really special is the cutting of this was the first cutting I've ever propagated, rooted, and planted. So no matter what, she's precious. And she's giving me some gorgeously long vines. And again, she grows on shelving in a space without a ton of light, but does really well. I think the bonus of the vines is some of the vines are definitely grown to catch more light. So she fills a space that would be hard to put other plants in, but is gorgeous and purple and viney and flowing. It just looks really pretty in the space. And again, the first plant I ever propagated. So she will always have a soft spot in my heart. And again, one of my very first plants, this is my golden pothos. Not golden, marble pothos. Big, trailing, again, a very pretty kind of statement piece. Super common, but getting it to where you've got nice big leaves on a trailing plant isn't something I see a lot. Obviously, it has been done. And I love the kind of variegation she gives me a lot of the time. So you got really sectoral and kind of green. Some of them are like even half moony. Down to higher up where she gets more light, like a super marbled. And her leaves get the size of my hand, which I love. I mean, look at them, it's like lime green. So I know marble pothos, nothing super special, but I love her. This one, I got a 2-node cutting from a lovely client's house, and it does have some flowers on it at the moment. This is my black lipstick pagoda. These gorgeous vines and some very cute flowers. She flowers really easily. So I think I've had her flower gorgeously like, what, 5-6 times? Oh, the camera's struggling to focus. There you go. And then again, if you look at the backs of the leaves, they are purple. When the light hits, you can see this patterning through the front. So I really love her. She is due for a shower and a repot. So I'll get that done once I finish filming. Okay, this one looks crazy. I shall explain a little bit. Main plant in here is my pink dragon Alocasia, which I love. And look how big their leaves are getting. Its rhizome was getting extremely tall and I could not be bothered cutting it, but it really needed to be planted deeper because it was getting quite unstable. Now I also had a very tall glass vase that I'd been thinking about using as a no drainage situation. But it's really awkwardly tall and narrow. So I ended up thinking, put this one in, buried the rhizome quite deep, and then I've kind of planted some trailing plant cuttings around it, and I'm hoping the giant tall glass vase part will start to get hidden by gorgeous trailing vines, and the whole thing might become quite a statement. So that's the pink dragon. Down the bottom it has some Brazil pothos, and probably won't stay there, but some Hoya fishtail cuttings. I kind of just shoved them in there to root because I didn't have anything else easily accessible that I wanted to deal with. But they're actually rooting out quite well, so I might just leave them in there and see what happens. I mean, look at our stupid dead vases. And we were talking size, that's an entire bag of leca down the bottom. But the rhizome probably goes down to about there. So it did need something deep. I don't know. We'll see how it goes. The backs of these leaves are just the stunning deep, deep purple. Come on, camera. If I hide my head and cover everything else, will you do something? Yeah, it's better. Deep purple, green veining. There we go, and you can see some of that veining there. She did have some pest, has been fully treated quite viciously. Little bit of an impact on the leaves, and I had to chop quite a few leaves back to get the rhizome properly buried. So this is kind of a long-term project. Let's see how it's going in like 8 months. Let everything really vine and come out, give her winter. So anyway, this is my science project. And then because, of course I got one early on starting, my monkey mask. This thing grows absolute weed, nice and easy. But it's still pretty cool. Like, I do still love me a monkey mask. Again, if I had space, I'd love to experiment with growing it up a pole and just seeing those big leaves in real life, but I don't have space, time, or energy for 1 million moss poles. So there are only 3 things on a moss pole in my house. It may go up to 4. That's my limit. So anyway, monkey mask. Alright, some Syngoniums. So I have 2 types in here. I have my elbow up here. Does have quite a few like low variegation leaves, but then it wasn't in like the ideal lighting for a while. And then this one here is actually Panda Galaxy, which you can see with the dark and the dots. I have found with the Panda Galaxy, growing in super bright light, it kind of gets blown out and you get just the pale green. So I split off some of its pups that were growing lower down and didn't have as much light, and you've got the really clear Panda Galaxy kind of look. So like, this is a pup that was growing with less light. And you can really see that galaxy variegation. Unfortunately, that mother plant gets an absolute ton of light, and I'm not fast enough to move it, so that's what I get. Then I have a couple more Scindapsus. So in this pot, I did a huge chop of these. So the Silver Hero was growing like 2-meter long vines with quite small leaves, which I'm not the biggest fan of, so it got a big chop. But gorgeous silver leaves. And then there's also a Mayari, however you say that out loud, in there with some really cute variegation. So I've kind of like chopped those back. Couple spots I took the leaves off the vines, twirled them around and pinned them so that hopefully they'll root. I just want to get a fuller pot of them. Here I have a very sad looking Philodendron majestic because I chopped it up. It was a really long vine, chopped it up, got my propagations. So I've got 3 little props in there, and I sold quite a few of them. I will post a picture of a mature one in here, but they do have a very cute like silvery sheen on the leaves. Can get really nice and big. This is a pathetic example, but it is essentially just 3 little cuttings at the moment. Then we have Philodendron White Princess. This is one of those TC ones where it's like popping like crazy. So you can see how many like growth points it's got. These are ones I'm going to be selling on. I just don't love the growth habit enough to keep them. So I've got two like this that have 1,000,000 pups. They are up for sale. I've got two pink princess as well. I think one of them is going to go. I'll keep one. I like my pink princess, but not enough to crazy prioritize it. So I want to keep one, don't need two. Might as well show you the pink princess then. Here we go. Gorgeous bush of it. Loving these latest leaves it's giving me. The pink's amazing. Look at this emergent. Really nice sectoral pink variegation. And she's getting big. I've always grown her in a ton of light. She gets fertilizer with every water in a nice chunky mix. And she grows really well. I haven't had most of the issues that I hear other YouTubers talking about. So I have never had stuck leaves on her. She hasn't gotten leggy and scraggly. The variegation, apart from where it's sun bleached, has stayed really pink. I'm not getting that kind of brown variegation look. So yeah, I'm really happy with her. There are two in that pot. I am looking at possibly selling one. But then every time I go to split them up, I just look at how much more scraggly it is with only one in the pot. So it may never get sold. Then I've got my Brazil pothos. Again, this is in one of the corner shelves in my room. So it could be a lot better by now, but it's not in ideal growing conditions. But it's still like a very cute pop of colour up in that corner. So I'm still pretty happy with her. Okay, let's do a couple of Alocasia. This is my Alocasia metallic, Alocasia Dragon's Breath. I love these leaves. Just that gorgeous silver and the like dagger-like shape. They are stunning. So there is a mum and a pup in here. This one is going through slightly rough stage. For some reason, all of Kitten's accidents, like genuine just accidents, involved Alocasia. So this one and the metallic blue for a little bit. The metallic blue is a stump now. So this one is doing a lot better than that. I've got two new leaves still coming through. She's doing pretty good. She is this and the pink dragon are the best Alocasia I have at the minute. The other two are in full rehab mode. Whoopsies. Might as well show you them, although there is kind of nothing to show. This is my variegated Friedeck, and this is my metallic blue. Yeah. Lots to look at. The one thing I will say though, as much as there isn't a ton to see in them, especially on camera, both of them have positive signs of new growth. They are just in a prop box, no heat mat, no nothing but high humidity and safe from pets. And they are making progress. So that's the joy of Alocasia sometimes. They can look like nothing more than a random lump and still be giving you good start wanting to regrowth. So they are down, but they are not out. I will get them back. This is the last shelf that has been living on the corner plant, that has been living on the corner shelves in my room. So we have here focus, Monstera siltepecana. And then here, Philodendron seabird blue. I've moved them off those shelves permanently for a while because the other plants are still looking like cute and bushy even though I'm not getting optimal growth. This one is really struggling. I definitely forgot about it for like 3 months. So it's had a repot, I cleared out any dead roots, and it is going somewhere with better light where I won't forget about it for so long because I do want to get more out of these than just this. Keeping in mind I've owned them for over a year now. So, as much as this isn't much to look at, massive kudos to them for surviving me. And I'm sure if I adjust their care and give them what they need, I'm going to get some amazing plants out of them. So, follow along and see if I can not torture them. Here is another big velvety philodendron that has had a massive chop in recent times. This is my philodendron Zeus. I gave it a chop. I have sold off the top cuts, but you can see in the bottom of the pot here, here, and here. I have 2 good new growth points coming up. This is one I'm thinking about putting on a pole. So like, I've got a glorious and a splendid that would do better on a pole, but the thing I keep thinking is like, I've never seen a big one of this on a pole really. I'm quite keen to do it. But space, so I don't know, we're gonna have to wait and see. But at least for now, it was growing at really funny angles, so it kind of went down and then doubled back and there was this giant like V shape in the stem. So it was good to get a reset. And I just need to figure out what the plan is for this beauty. Now, in this one pot, I have a glorious and a splendid. Again, something that would do much better on a pole. But they are both just gorgeous velvets. You can really see that splendid colouring kind of coming through there. Again, this is a plant I really wanted to put on a pole. And I don't know, there's something sad when you buy a plant and you've got like thoughts of what you're going to do with it and like these dreams and hopes of what the plant will be one day, and then realize it's just not practical for you or your space. So kind of what I'm planning on doing with some of these big velvet philodendrons is growing them up some sort of support, not a pole, but then chopping, selling, and restarting so that I still have the plant, I still get some gorgeous leaves. They help fund the plant addiction. And then when I have more space one day, I will get them on a moss pole and I will grow them giant and gorgeous. But I think I'm just going to have some realistic expectations on my time and my space and what I need to prioritize. Having this on a pole isn't more important than breeding my anthurium right now. So it might be a sacrificial lamb for a while. If I ever get the space to where I can have this and breed my anthurium, perfect, amazing. But for now, we're just going to do what we got to do with her so I can still get some real enjoyment. Like, don't get me wrong, these leaves are gorgeous as is. And then just one day she will get to live life to her fullest potential. Alrighty, I think this is the last pothos. Mandula pothos with a small kitty nibble. I love the variegation on the Mandula. I really like when you have not a cream but a bright white. Camera. Come on. And then that kind of like green on green variegation within it. That leaf there is stunning. See, that's my idea of like perfect variegation for a Mandula. I do have another Mandula vine, but it is kind of like locked in place and it's air layering. So I do want to plant them all together and get me a giant, nice big bushy pot of Mandula, kind of similar to my Enjoy. Just need a bit of time for the other one to propagate. This was in my plant mail. Philodendron esmeraldense. Not a ton to look at right now. Stunning. As you can see, it did go on a pole. This is one where I want to get the ruffly leaves. I don't know where I'm going to grow it, and I don't know how it's going to work, but I refuse to own it and not give it some sort of support. At least start those leaves maturing. But it is cute. It's going to be stunning. And again, it's not one I see big very often. Memo from House Planty Goodness obviously has one, and it is just insanely beautiful. But especially in New Zealand, I don't think I've seen a big one of these really around. I mean, don't get me wrong, people have them. I just don't see them, and I would love to really see one in real life. There isn't much to show, but like along similar veins, I do have a baby bat plant. And I just really want to see one of those stunning bat flowers in person. I mean, having one of those in my home would be incredible. So I have a baby one of those in a prop box. Right, and then I do also have a Syngonium red spot tricolour. It was in the kind of communal pot with the other Syngonium elbow and Panda Galaxy. But the reason that kind of potting doesn't always work really well is I wasn't in a great state of mind. Everything wasn't getting the best care. The plant wasn't getting rotated. And this one ended up growing in the shadow of the other ones, and it had the smallest root ball. So if I was slow on watering, it kind of ran out first. So it should be a hell of a lot bigger than this. It isn't, but it's surviving. It has 3 growth points now. It is in its own pot. There is a Syngonium elbow cutting, propagating on the other side, but that will come out. It won't live there forever. So I just really want to give this a chance to show me what it can actually do. And on that note, I think that's just about everything. It's a lot shorter than the anthurium one, but it's kind of, a lot of these are just, I like the look of the plant, I like having a nice lush pot full of it, it's great decoration. Most of them aren't really rare at all, but I love having them around. They're cute. They give my house dashes of colour, and as much as I love my anthurium, if my collection was only anthurium, there'd be a lot missing. Like, you know, those pink princess colours and my gorgeous Scindapsus pot, especially the Monstera. So as much as I love my anthurium, I don't think a collection would feel complete without these other guys in it. And I love them. I really do. Now, quick notes about the channel. I hope you can tell filming quality is up today. I'm filming this on my Canon camera. Lighting has been the trickiest thing. I have a new light in the mail to help. I have so many windows in here that quite often there's so much light coming in through the window. It's hard to get my face lit properly as well, and the background looks a bit blown out. So anyway, new light coming, I've got a mic coming, and a better tripod. I got one that cantilevers so that I can get like full overhead footage when I'm working on gathering pollen, seeds, propagating, all that good stuff. So that you guys can get a really good angle to see exactly what I'm doing while I tell you what I'm doing and why. And yeah. I hope you guys are having a great Easter weekend. Thank you so much for watching. If you've made it this far, please like, subscribe, comment. Really helps with the algorithm, and to everyone who has been just so incredibly supportive and kind about me giving this a go. Thank you. Honestly, you've got no idea how much it means to me. I love that there are people who want to hear me blab about plants. And I'm going to make sure to keep filming today, get the anthurium tour filmed, especially now that I've got the proper camera set up. Get some better angles, better views, show the plants better. I'm glad I've gotten to prove to you that I own plants that aren't just anthurium. And yeah, let me know which ones you liked, if there were any surprises, what plants you're keeping an eye out for, what your favourite plant is in your collection. And yeah, I'll get filming with the anthuriums and keep working on making some more content for you guys. And thank you. Just thank you for the support. It's amazing. And I hope you guys have a great Easter weekend. Maybe get some plant chores done, some fun plant time. And yeah, see you next time.